Well, welcome to Speech 203. I think you're going to enjoy this course. It's actually called Public Speaking, and I like to think of it as a course that's going to help you throughout your entire professional life. You often do work in groups. You're often going to get up in front of a small group and speak to the group. You're going to make presentations, that kind of thing. I'm not so convinced you're going to, go to Speechmasters or Toastmasters, whatever, and make big, highfalutin speeches like some of the ones we're going to study in this class, right? But I think the skills you'll learn here will translate well to the rest of your life, okay? Because I really think you'll be working in small groups throughout much of your professional career and making presentations. If you want to rise up sort of the chain of management, right, be it in the military, any place, you are going to be standing up in front of groups talking to them. So one of the things we want to do in this class is give you some organizational skills, give you some research skills to support what you want to say, and beyond all that, help you stay calm in front of a group. I have a long history of public speaking because I have a long history of teaching that kind of thing. Speaking in the classroom is public speaking, but I've not always been a good speaker. I have, you might even see it here, a lot of what I call verbal tics. I say too much. I say okay a lot. And one of the things I've learned is if I have good notes, good note card, although I can't read my writing, if I have good notes, though, sort of an outline, I don't have those verbal tics so much. So that's what I want to do here, is show you how to reduce those tics. There's the again. And more than that, I want to go over the outline of the course. I'm not going to go into each lesson at this point. I'll do that at the beginning of each lesson. I'll do videos here. I'll probably do screen captures. Right now, I just want to give a general introduction. The syllabus is the Bible for the course. You really need to start there and read the syllabus. I don't expect you to memorize it, but it tells you the course structure. It tells you what we're going to learn. It also describes the way I grade, the way I assess, and what the major projects are. The major projects are, of course, your speeches. There are 3 speeches. Then there's a written analysis of a speech, and there's also a PowerPoint presentation. And I give you help along the way. If you've never done a PowerPoint, don't panic, okay? I've got plenty of help built into the course, okay? The textbook is excellent. You need to get the textbook immediately. The syllabus shows you how to do it. You do it online if you follow a bookstore. It's an online textbook. That's what I'm using. It's a very, very attractive book. It's brand new. It's an excellent book. It has good resources, which I provided here, okay? So as you go down through the Moodle, which, that's what you're seeing here, you'll notice that for certain, the second item in every lesson is called the learning module for that lesson. So like learning module 1, learning module 2. That's a Word document that in detail describes what you're going to do that week or in that unit. Very, very important that you read those learning modules every single time a new one comes up, and they're there already, okay? But every time you move to a new lesson, first thing you need to do is read that learning module, okay? As I said, it's this Word document, and it describes in complete detail the goals, the activities, and it also provides extra resources, okay? Then as you go down through the Moodle, you see the individual assignments. The course is very heavily driven by discussions, and it's very heavily driven by peer review, which is a form of discussion. Now, if you look at the syllabus, it says very clearly in discussions, I expect a lot of detail. I provide what I call a prompt, a learning prompt. I ask you a question, basically, and I ask you to respond to that question. I'm expecting 3 paragraphs. If you want a good grade in the discussions, I'm expecting 3 detailed paragraphs with examples. Then, by the next due date, if you look at the calendar, you'll see the multiple due dates for each discussion. You started on a Thursday. That's the first due date to get your own post, your own response to the topic there. And then usually by the following Sunday night, you respond to one peer. Okay, that's what a classroom discussion is. This is going back and forth. You learn from going back and forth with your peers. You learn more from your peers and by engaging the material through discussions than me trying to lecture you on it, okay? So then by Sunday night, you need to respond in equal detail to the post of a peer. And that's what creates a discussion. That's how you get 100. Respond on time to the topic, 3 paragraphs, okay, detailed paragraphs. Then respond Sunday night to one peer, 3 detailed paragraphs, and then you automatically get 100 on the discussion, okay? That's very important. You want every point you can get in this class, okay? Now, peer review, I mentioned, is another kind of discussion. Class is heavily driven by peer review. We peer review every project, every speech, every project for a reason, okay? 1, I want you all to get to learn to know each other, all right? And then 2, I want you to get to know each other's topics. And then 3, I want you to see how other people are performing in the class. And then 4, I want you to revise and think about your own work in terms of what you learned by looking at somebody else's work. And then 6, till I get to 6, your peers make comments, make suggestions on your work, okay? And this is a critique, and I know sometimes students have thin skins, all right? Out in the real world, you can't. You are going to be critiqued. You're going to be critiqued by your boss. You're going to be critiqued by your peers. You're going to be working in marketing groups. If you're in the military, the way you rise through the ranks is by being able to make presentations, be able to stand up in front of groups, make a presentation in PowerPoint or whatever they're using nowadays, make a verbal presentation, impress your peers, and sometimes it's going to take some criticism because you'll work ahead of time in this group to make this presentation. You want to make it as good as possible, so peer review helps you try things out first. It's a real-world experience, and I'm a strong believer in it, okay? Peer review is graded, all right? I think I've gone over, oh, by the way, peer review will be in groups. I set you up in groups. You get a new group each time, and you review everyone in your group. That's different than a discussion. In a discussion, you just respond to one person, okay? In peer review, respond to every single person in your group, okay? So, bottom line, quickly, make sure you understand the syllabus, make sure you understand the way I grade, make sure you understand the way the course unfolds, Make sure you read the learning module for each lesson as we get to it, all right? Please read your campus email. That's critical because I put announcements here at the top of the page where it says news forum, right? But every time I put something in the news forum, I call it an announcement. It goes to your email, all right? Your campus email. It says, hey, there's a new announcement from Mr. Weller, right? The same way with grading. When I grade something, I make comments. I don't just give you a grade. I explain how you got to that grade, and that comment is also sent to your email. I mean, you can look at it right in your grade book, okay, and see it, but to kind of keep you alert, the things are going to your email. So if you're not reading your campus email, you're not going to be able to, you're not going to get the feedback from me that I expect you to, that I want you to. So I think that's pretty much it. I'll look at my notes real quickly. I'm always available. I'm available Monday through Friday. I'm not available on weekends. I'm sorry. Take some time off. But I'm available Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. I read my email constantly. It doesn't help to call me, okay, because I'm often not near my computer, or I don't know, I might not know the answer to your question. I have large classes, all right, and I have multiple classes. So the best way to get an individual response, an accurate response, is simply to use the quick mail feature. It comes to my campus email, which I've got linked to my Google Mail, so I even see it in the evenings, okay? So I'm pretty good at responding to email. So please, I want you to enjoy the course and just watch it unfold. I'll have one of these videos, probably screen captures, kind of going over the textbook for each lesson, so you can look forward to that. So make sure you get your textbook right away. It's an excellent textbook. I'm not causing you to waste money, okay? It's really going to be helpful. You get the grade out of this class that you want by doing all the work. I can't force you to read every chapter, but I guarantee you, if you do the readings that I assign, look at the PowerPoints in the folder, mark learning aids learning aids. If you look at those PowerPoints, you're going to find that you're learning the material, and that's the goal of the class, is to learn the materials, okay? So, hey, enjoy.